to the grand final. That's
I just let out a little snigger when we came in live. I actually couldn't believe that. They said there was a skit coming, didn't have a clue what was coming. I think you did.
That's genuinely the kind of thing, though, that you might expect if you're not into esports the players to do. Yes, little finger weights.
I mean, being fit, being active does make a big difference at this level of esports. Do you know what I mean? You know, you can't rock up and be completely out of it. So I love it. Also, in all seriousness, mad props to the players for getting involved, putting themselves in front of the camera, because it's a scary thing to do.
What's the little towel for me?
And then, yeah, exactly, making jokes, being confident of themselves. That's what we want to see.
Abdulaziz, when you were a world champion, would you have done a skit like that? Would someone have got you pretending to go to the gym with finger weights? I don't think so.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to.
He doesn't listen to music. We found that out earlier.
Yeah,
I mean, I was about to say before games, and now he wouldn't get involved in the skit. He was ever much the professional then, as he is now. But that's what we love about you. So thank you for being here. Righty, let's turn our attention then to mobile, because it's fast, it's furious, and as I mentioned, it feels like a new tournament, doesn't it? Knockouts, Chris.
Yeah, entirely. Once you get through the group stages, this is where the tournament really does start. And for all of these teams, they would have known that. There would have been some of them who said, right, okay, let's just get through this group. For others, it was a real achievement to get through the group. But now the real tournament does start.
Abdulaziz, you obviously relish these opportunities because you managed to calmly work your way through to be a world champion.
Oh yes, as I said earlier, knockout stage is completely different than the group stage. No matter how good you are in the group stage, one game in knockout stage and you will be out of the tournament. And that's exactly what happened earlier today. Sadly, Brazil played insanely well in the group stage, but they are out now. Also, we have really good teams at the moment. India, one of the very best teams in the tournament, and Malaysia, the raging champion. So I think this console, the mobile eFootball tournament is promising so far. And yesterday I was talking to the Egyptian guy who was streaming the tournament. He mentioned that he was trending and he has like 95k views. Oh yeah. Crazy. So people love this kind of things. And nothing is better than seeing you, Rachel and Chris and the team here broadcasting.
Thank you very much.
You bring them to more events.
Quick question. Did you always separate groups and knockouts into almost two tournaments yourself?
Oh yes, that's really good question, because you have to. The situation is different, because you know in group stage, if you lose one game, you still have another game to come back again. But here, no. You lose, you are out. You win, you are getting even closer to lifting that trophy. That's why all the teams are here for.
The nerves are settling in, Cole, aren't they? And they would have watched probably earlier on the console side of things and seen that a lot of the matches went three legs. They went golden goal. Do you think they've now readied themselves for that possibility?
Yeah, I think so. We were dangerously close to going to penalty shootouts earlier. We were in extra time between one of the big games before the goal finally went in. But we have seen, for example, from Brazil, the mobile player was watching the console players play out, and I'm sure it was the same. I didn't see others actually around the arena, but I'm certain they would have been maybe watching back on at the breakfast bar or something, or in here just in places that I couldn't see. They are all rooting for their fellow countrymen, and now players who went out of the console, hopefully they'll console themselves enough to come here and cheer on for their fellow players as well.
Exactly. Well, if they make it through today, of course they are grand finalists, but they also maybe could make it through as an Axe Player of the Day, because at the end of the day we'll pick our nominations to who is Axe Player of the Day from day 3. But let's recap yesterday and find out who you guys chose as your Axe Player of the Day for the second day, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Panasball, Greece. Who could have not? It was so emotional, wasn't it, for Panasball and Greece at the end of the day, just scraping through, Cole?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was so close. Group B, Greece at the same points as Morocco, but went through, I believe, on beating Morocco as opposed to goal difference. And it was a last-minute winner in one of the games that was the difference between them. You can see there against Turkey, he had to equalise. Against India, against the mighty Daniel, he put himself in the lead. Really did excellent excellent work Panaspal, a player, Chris, who has not got all the most experience in mobile.
That's beautiful.
Honestly, he's been incredible to watch, especially like you see the passion that he brings out during his game. You can hear him at one stage. I think when he's playing up against Morocco, he stood up and he's like in his face, like which is like I think it's just part of the competition. It's part of the passion, especially you think of the Greek community, you think of Brazilian community. It's that kind of fieriness, right?
Yes, and also the way he's scoring goals, absolutely amazing. 1, 2, 3 passes, and then either near post or far post. The guy is really, really doing well.
And we know it's 1v1 in terms of mobile, but we heard yesterday when he'd just got through, I think it was match number 9, he was asked, are you looking at the table? And someone on his team said, no, that's not his job, it's ours. And it was also their job to do the calculations, not to stress him out when he got through in the end. So it's a massive team effort. We forget that, don't we, Abdi?
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, as I said, the team effort is really important, especially in this kind of tournaments. And when you have people around you, coach, player manager or whatever, they surely help you to get the best out of you. We saw that with India, we saw that with Greece, we saw that with even Brazil.
I was going to say of Greece as well. I mean, the way Panaspal played at the end of his final game, he was drawing, but he did go more defensive. I presume he had someone in the back of his ear saying, hold out, don't go silly. At this point, you've made it through, because other games are going on around them, of course, and it worked. So, as you were saying, there really is a direct feedback between what they're told and how they play.
And we forget that between console earlier and mobile. Console 2v2, you've got the partner to rely on. 1v1 is mobile, it's just you out there on your own. Abdulaziz, what did you used to prefer? Did you prefer the reliance on yourself, or did you prefer when you had someone next to you and you could ask them for some advice?
Of course, in terms of gameplay, tactics, formation, I can do that perfectly well. But I need someone psychologically who can make me calm, make me more focused. Believe
I was about to say that. I didn't expect that.
That's the easiest job in all of esports, keeping you calm.
Well, I mean, it is not that easy, because it's really hard to find someone that who has something or who knows you really well. That's why I'm rooting for the Indian guys, because the father and son relationship, it's always special,
We are all only as good as the team around us, right?
Of course.
It was a massive team effort here and down there as well. Okay, well, you guys will be itching to see who's playing who, I'm sure. So let's bring you up to speed of all these quarter-finals. 4 thrilling matchups to bring you. Okay, let's start at the top then. Brazil taking on Greece. I don't know which one Abdulaziz is going because they're all Turkey, Egypt, India, Malaysia, Thailand, Japan. Abdulaziz, where are you looking?
Oh, wow. I mean, Brazil against Greece, amazing game. And then we have Turkey against Egypt, also very tough game for both of the players. And then we have Thailand against Japan.
And India, Malaysia, we've picked as our featured matchup.
Yeah.
Chris,
Fair enough.
Go on, Why do you think that's the standout?
I mean, look, this was the game last year. It was a semi-final between Daniel and Mbappe, and it was the only time that Mbappe got a game taken off him out of the entire tournament. So to see that from Daniel, he was the one that pushed him the furthest, and he's the one that he's going to be facing off against immediately in the quarterfinals.
Feels a bit like deja vu of what you saw in the console, a match which could be the grand final, but alas, it's a quarter-final at the moment. India-Malaysia, that's your featured matchup. Well, obviously, they're all in it for the trophy, but they're also all still in it for a share of the top prize. The top prize is $30,000, and everybody who is here competing gets $6,000 guaranteed, and it jumps up for later on if they get through the quarterfinals to $9,000, and then if they make it through tomorrow, a guaranteed $18,000 US. It's a pretty hefty prize for Abdulaziz.
Oh, definitely, of course. I mean, you can not only have the money, but the most important thing is the prestige of being crowned the FIFA World Cup champion. So this is like at the top of it all. Of course, it's, let's say, as a bonus to have the money, but the prestige will last forever.
Exactly, absolutely. They can reinvest back in themselves as well. Okay, well, we've met us lot and we've heard from us for quite a long time now. Shall we hear from our two casters that are taking you through this first featured matchup? There they are.
Hello.
Hello, Harry and Alia. How are you both doing? Are you getting as excited as the four of us, I should say, are doing over here?
Oh, yeah. We are licking our chops here aren't we, Ollie? We've just been soaking in the atmosphere behind us. We can see the nations getting ready. They're just kind of prepping themselves a little bit, and there's an air, isn't there, of nervousness as some big mobile games to come.
I mean, we've just seen Random practicing his celebration, ready for that camera shot. So he's trying to perfect everything today.
Yeah, we've also seen Rachel, the samurai and the canary, renewing their friendship. Brazil and Japan just having some words and making sure that they're cheering each other on there down on the floor. So I can't wait to get these games going.
Have you guys come up with a walkout celebration? If you were Team England pairing up here, have you got something? Oh, I love it.
I haven't seen that since 2016. That's
Straight
almost 20
away.
years old.
Too old for that. Or maybe this. 6, 7.
There you go. Some youngsters watching will enjoy that one.
Ollie is bringing the energy. Come on, Harry. I'm loving it, though, from both of you. Thank you so much. Looking forward to speaking to you a little bit later. See, they've got the energy in there. Absolutely love it.
Harry's doing the worm now over there. As soon as the camera goes away, he's going crazy. We can see him.
Camera shy, he is.
Exactly.
Okay, righty. We are ready. Let's get to these mobile quarterfinals. Let's meet our players.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the FIFA E World Cup 2025.
All the guys are top here, and just focus on your game and work hard.
I become confident, so my mental is going high.
My future is the only champion.
Heavy.
The FIFA E World Cup 2025 finals featuring Efotbal Mobile. The temperature is turned up to 11 as we hit the playoff stage.
I'm your host, Veracity, joined alongside the lovely Milos, of course. And Milos, you know what the best part about this entire experience is? We started off this journey with 12 nations. Now we are down to only 8. But by the end of today, there will only be 2 remaining in our grand finals.
Of course, there are no second chances from this point on in our bracket. You snooze, you lose, you're out of the FIFA E World Cup. So how about we introduce our squads one more time. Please join me in welcoming our first one, India! Topping Group B by a country mile at 21 points, Daniel harnessed the family buff for yet another deep run.
Next up is Malaysia. Narrowly squeezing his way into top 4 of his group, it is full steam ahead for Mbappe.
Next up, it's Turkey. The Honored One's debut was tangled up in Group B's calamitous ending. And boy, is he eager to show the world what he's capable of.
Give it up for Egypt. It's a FIFA eFootball debut for Vantum, and with 6 wins in his group stage, he's showing no signs of slowing down.
Waiting for the action, it's Thailand! A clean run in Group A is only a step on the way to a first major victory for the charismatic JXNKT. Keep a close eye on this man right here.
Next up is Japan. From being the bottom of his group and a shaky day 1, Sochan is proof that diamonds are made under pressure.
Next up, it's Brazil! Sininho is a monster and has proven it by dominating Group A with 25 points. Stand back, there's a hurricane coming through.
And last but not least, it is Greece. Qualifying by the skin of their teeth, it is up to Panaspol to prove that he deserves this playoffs spot. Well, Miloš, there we have it. That's our 8 teams locked in, locked and loaded. And you know what? I'm super excited to see how they're going to perform over here at the big stage.
This is where the real challenge really begins. So, studio, let's get it on.
We are ready for this, aren't we? The mobile quarters, cannot wait for these. Like you mentioned, 8 nations left. You'll cut them in half after the quarterfinals, and then half again to see who our 2 grand finalists are, who we'll see back here on the main.
You say to yourself, okay, it's those 2 separate tournaments that Abdul was just talking about, right? It's that separation. As long as he comes in with a different mindset, we know what he's capable of. He won last year.
Yes.
I mean, he barely broke a sweat. We know he has more than all of the ability that he needs to have to win this tournament. So he's going to be a real test. Honestly, I think this quarterfinal, obviously all the games are absolutely massive, but between Malaysia and India here, that's a real indicator of how today's going to go. Because if Daniel blows through this and destroys Mbappe, all of a sudden all eyes are on Daniel. If Mbappe comes back and wins this, nobody's thinking about the groups. Nobody cares about that anymore. Immediately, you're like, world champions through the semi-final, just beat the favourite for the tournament.
I know I've just gone through, we might think the table toppers from the groups might go on to the semi-finals, but is there a dark horse amongst any of these 8 nations that you think has got the best chance?
It's always a shame to me that Panaspol is up against Brazil, the world champion in Juninho. I think anyone else, I'd be thinking about the upset, but perhaps, that's one step too quick for Greece. Chris, who are you pointing at?
I was pointing at Soshan because he's really improved. He was having a terrible time first day. Since then, really switched it on, got himself from last and qualified through. Maybe he has a chance. Tough game, obviously, for him, but at the same time, I think everybody here in these top 8 does have a chance. It's just about getting a bit of momentum going today. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think Egypt also. I think
Oh yeah, Egypt, good job.
A few dark horses in there for sure, and a few really strong contenders as well. I've mentioned our feature matchup. That will be India taking on the reigning champions, Malaysia. And let's get into that a little bit in more detail with our reporter, CJ. CJ, what have you got for us?
Well, I found myself down on the floor ahead of the playoffs, ahead of our quarter-final matches here at the FIFA E-World Cup, and my goodness, is it tense down here, guys. Featured match, the quarter-final that everyone's looking out for. It has to be India taking on Malaysia, and I've actually put myself right in between these two nations as they're about to get ready to go. Over this side, we do have Mbappe preparing, getting everything ready. This is a rematch from the semi-finals from last year. Are you kidding me? Against who was the hot favourite last year, and that is Daniel. We've got India over here. We've got Papa Dan. We've got Daniel himself. A massive rematch in the quarterfinals. Cannot wait. It's going to be bums on seats action. And I tell you what, I think I might have the best seat in the house.
Thank you so much. I think it might be bums out of seat. I think I might be standing up because I'll be so excited about what's to come here, especially with this one, India and Daniel and Malaysia and Mbappe there. It's such a hotly... He was new on the scene. He burst onto the scene, got top 4. How much will all that experience have helped him this time?
Oh, tenfold. What's also funny is really he's not really played since either, which is actually even
Pure
crazier.
talent.
It literally just turns up every year. But yeah, for Daniel, I think that experience would have been absolutely massive. Starting and understanding, the process of sitting down, admins telling you what to do, what the setup's like, the lights, everything around that. Hearing the commentators, seeing your opponent. There's so many other things that make a difference to just playing in your bedroom. But we say that's the thing that really does make champions, is having that experience. If you can come to the second live event and get it done, that would be massive for not just him, but obviously for India in this esports specifically. Like, we know how seriously they take their esports, especially their mobile esports in India. Oh my, they go crazy for it. So if Daniel was to go on to win this, he would be a hero in his country.
definitely.
I'm about to put the 3 of you on the spot because we've got predictions from all 3 of you. Here they are, up in lights. Oh, you've all gone the same way. You've all gone for Daniel.
I think it's hard to not. It's hard to not, really, isn't it? I mean, he was fantastic in the group stages. I mean, Mbappe hasn't been at it. On paper, really, Daniel should be able to win this one.
Yes, of course. I mean, in terms of, let's say, performance, in terms of playing really well, getting the job done, getting points, beating the opponents in his group, and also not only that, but he is playing really well, the way exactly how he wants to play. So yeah, that's why I think he's the favorite here to win. But
yeah, it's also familiar for Daniel as well. I mean, he's with the exact same team. I'm not sure if the Malaysian sort of coach and coaching staff is precisely the same, but Daniel does have his dad next to him, and he is a huge figure over there in that Indian pod. I mean, I don't think you can underestimate how important that is for this team to have that similar dynamic, to have those same friendly faces, to have that same belief in the team, and especially as well because, you know, Chris mentioned that Daniel might not have been playing as much eFootball Mobile as we'd have been expecting over the year, but throughout the entire year he's been with his dad. He still sees these people day in, day out, and he knows how to work around them.
And you know something that, as we just mentioned, in the group stage, you can lose 1 game, 2, 3, 4 games, it's fine, because you still be able to manage to qualify and go to the next round. But here, no, you have only 1 or let's say 2 games. If you lose, you are out.
Well, I mean, so the 2 games you mentioned is a different format. You know, we saw earlier on the format was fantastic for console, where, you know, it's as many goals as you can get between the 2 games, and they have to just keep on fighting.
Well, we're getting ready to watch this matchup, but remember, guys, if you're watching on FIFA.gg, that's where you can see all the matches, not just our featured quarter-final. You have chances to win prizes. If you can see us, we have something to show you.
Oh, who's this guy?
Well, hang on a minute. Hey, we need you both in shot.
This is one of those rare collector's items that he will not be getting.
It's not you, though. It's Abdulaziz.
It's not me,
Come
but
on.
I was the one holding it. There you go.
Uncanny.
I look more handsome here, no?
I mean, earlier on, I tried to get that one. They said I have to get the coal. I was like, I don't want the coal. That's rubbish. I want Abdulaziz.
Yeah, but wait, I think those who watch us, they can definitely have something like this.
They can get Panini cards. If you guys are watching at home, you can get your very own Panini cards. I'm not saying you're going to get one of your own face, like Abdulaziz has got, or you're not going to get Abdulaziz's face. You're already saying, thank goodness for that, but you can get these. And it's basically like, you know, think back to yesteryear when you were at the World Cup. I remember 1998, I used to have actually the sticker book and collect all the cards. You can do that. If you watch for an hour, you get 5 cards. You watch for more, obviously, you know the story, you can get many more. So watch on FIFA.gg, sign up, register your account, and you can win some very cool prizes.
Can I sign up?
You probably can. Don't hold me to that. Someone will tell me off. Right, Abdulaziz is going to sign up. We are going to go to the game. This is the first quarter-final. All 4 are coming your way, but our featured matchup, of course, is India taking on Malaysia in the company of Aliyah Harvey and Harry Channon.
Milos down there on the floor. 365 days ago, we were here and Malaysia were crowned champions to the very date. Alia, that is incredible to think about, and I think Mbappe of Malaysia will be thinking a lot about that here today.
That's why I don't understand, Harry, why none of the analysts voted for Mbappe. Everyone went for Daniel, but understandably so sorry. Daniel's had an incredible time so far, and Malaysia have underperformed.
Well, there is an early chance here for Mbappe, just trying to reset the expectations of our panel. You're right, he has underperformed, but that's the first real chance of the game. These two, of course, matched up earlier last year, semi-finals. It was a best-of-3 format there. Mbappe besting India 2 games to 1. However, Daniel and India were the only nation to take a game from Malaysia. I believe I'm right in saying the entire tournament.
Yeah, that's mental to think about. Malaysia only 1 loss last year.
Oh, and it swung in from the corner. Sadly, the effort not on target. And there's been early goals around our quarter-finals. Same format as you saw earlier on today. If you're just joining us, this is a 2-legged affair. Aggregate score across the 2 legs. No away goals. And if we're tied after the 2 legs, we will go to a 3rd golden goal game and penalties if needed. Mbappe, though, starting the game here very, very strongly. Pulls goals. Threatening here to maybe turn this one into a lead. It's Mbappe!
Shall we say Mbappe at the moment? Potentially. I'm just going to save that one for later.
He scores the first goal. And Daniel is down here in this quarter-final.
I mean, that's what we needed to see from Mbappe today. He's had such a poor start. He knew he needed to come out strong, come out attacking, and it was coming, I think. It's all been Malaysia so far.
Look at that goal. The Malayan Tigers have scored. Egypt as well. Scoring against Turkey. Phantom putting that one home. And in the Asian derby, in our other quarter-final, Thailand-Japan, it's Liao scoring. And I believe that's going to put Japan into the lead. We'll have to confirm that in just a few moments. But for now, our featured match, Malaysia 1, India 0. A big shock to the form book. Here is India venturing forward for their first attack. It's Mbappe. His header turned around.
What an attempt for your first attack of the day. I mean, the fact that he went 1-0 down and immediately came back fighting, attempting to get that first goal. And I think we're going to see a little bit of a goal fest here today.
Yeah, I certainly think so. Elsewhere, it's half-time between Brazil and Greece. That one goalless between the world champion and the console player turned mobile player. And no doubt the Cinderella story of mobile this year. In by India, out by Malaysia. As Scholes just scoops that one up the pitch.
I mean, in the other game as well, Egypt-Turkey. Egypt have actually gone 2-0 up in the 27th minute, coming in really, really strong.
The 18-year-old Phantom proving that despite visa issues in the past, he is here to play. Pull it inside to Vieri. Mbappe trying to make it two! Oh, and he does!
That's the experience, Harry. That's the world champion. Where has he been all tournament? He might not have been there before, but today it's come. I mean, was it a tactic? Did he purposely try and play badly in the group stages?
I mean, one win in his last 8 matches in this competition, but Mbappe, cometh the hour, cometh the man. He's 2-0 up now against India.
I did not see this coming. I mean, I have a lot of faith in Mbappe, but considering how he's been performing so far, 2-0 up just before 30 minutes, I don't think any of us saw this coming.
Certainly none of our studio did. All going India in their predictions. Daniel would love to try and prove them justified. Hazard inside again, looking towards Kylian Mbappe, but 10 minutes from half-time, Malaysia 2, India 0. I mean, these quarter-finals are... The goals are going to come quick and thick and fast here, Alia. It's truly one of my favourite platforms as India and Daniel try and cut away this deficit. Zico, the controlled strike, will be straight into the hands of Buffon.
This is a different Mbappe we're seeing today. This is not how he's been the last 2 days. His heart rate is nearly 180, and I don't think it's really been that high all tournament, but he knows what's at stake here. He doesn't want to let himself down, doesn't want to let his team down, but more importantly, does not want to let Malaysia down.
Well, with half-time on the horizon, Malaysia, he's beating his man on that far side. He's Hullet with the header, it's over the bar. Over the bar, not quite 3 for Malaysia this time. As half-time, no doubt, is about to come in this quarter-final in our featured match. There has been a shot goal elsewhere, though. Take a look at this. World champion Sininho trailing to the Cinderella story. Panesball poking that one home, but I think we're just watching a replay of, well, what was a really good Sininho chance.
I'm really surprised we didn't see Panesball stand up and celebrate there. Normally, he does have a little bit of celebration. He just sat there, calm as ever.
Well, Sininho does not like conceding, so he'll be chasing Panesball right to the very end. It's a CR7! And right on cue, Sininho back on level terms. Brazil 1, Greece 1.
I mean, Brazil have been so dominant this entire tournament. They topped the group, they won every single game except for the two they had against Thailand where they drew one and they lost one. In fact, they didn't even make it out of the groups last year and now they're one step closer to potentially becoming our champions.
I think earlier Sininho would have been watching last year with Brazil not choosing 2024 world champion Rentao. Ignore that heart rate, okay? I have a heart condition, right?
I'm surprised mine's only 97.
Or choosing Sininho, they went in a different direction. And as you said, out in groups, severely underperformed. Sininho this year relishing the opportunity to represent that canary yellow shirt and what it means to him and his country. Ronaldinho far side, really nice Marseille turn to the feet of Nedved. Good build up from Sininho, this is where he's best. Cristiano was asking the question.
We have to remember as well, there's a lot more pressure on Brazil this afternoon. They sadly were knocked out on the console side of the tournament, not making the final after being top 2 last year. So this mobile edition means so much.
One-on-one here for Malaysia! Can you believe it? Mbappe has killed!
I just want to say, if I was in studio right now, I would have voted for Malaysia. I would have chosen my Southeast Asian brother. I would have. Mbappe, just so you know.
And you would have been right in doing so. Look at this, Alia. Over the top through ball, the vision. Absolutely perfect. The touch, not bad either. And then the left-footed finish. Malaysia in dreamland here in the quarterfinals.
Listen, if it was intentional for him not to play as well in the groups, my goodness, that tactic has worked, because I don't think Daniel was expecting Mbappe to come out with such strong force today.
So on the hour mark, Mbappe, as you said, is looking like Winbappe here. Daniel, can you find a response? It's Mbappe that time. His header contested in the end.
In our Thailand-Japan game as well, the Asian derby currently sitting at 1-1. That's another big game as well, considering the actual football history between those two nations.
Indeed, and I believe there has been a big goal in the Greece-Brazil game. Over here, Turkey trailing Egypt 3-0. Handsome has turned up here in Riyadh. He looks absolute force. It's my first time getting to see this 18-year-old play. He's constantly plagued by visa issues, but the Egyptian is proving why he belongs with the very best.
Number 7.
That chance not going in.
Coming on the field.
Yeah, that Mbappe header was indeed contested. Totti with the corner swung in towards the far post. Moralo is there and he goes for a strike, but nothing doing that time for India.
Over here to the Thailand-Japan game. This is the goal that equalized it for Thailand. Fantastic through ball through to Ronaldo. And just like that, it was 1-1. And his heart rate was actually 171.
Well, I mentioned a big goal earlier. And it comes for Panesbull. Not once, but twice leading Brazil. Greece 2, Brazil 1. India though, their hopes on the shoulders of Daniel, a die-hard Manchester United fan. He is on the ropes though here against Mbappe as Cruyff, his strike is blocked. It's so confusing, Alia. Mbappe controlling Mbappe.
To get a potential win Mbappe. Decent play on words there, Harry.
10 minutes to go. It's difficult being a commentator. You wonder why my heart rate is up that high. Johan Cruyff is in behind and, well, every time Mbappe comes forward, he looks to threaten the goal.
That could have been really, really costly for Daniel there.
Well, a game that is full of goals, our other quarter-final. Brazil and Greece, we will show you that as soon as is appropriate, but let me tell you, there is drama. They are butting heads over there. Mbappe, for the meantime, for Malaysia, would love to put this tie to bed in leg one.
I need to see how many shots on goal Mbappe has had, because I feel like it's just non-stop, over and over and over. There's just constantly a chance for him to score, and again, as we see another potential goal coming.
Every time he's got the ball, he ventures forward with it. India have been somewhat relegated to corners and threats from set pieces. Leg one, game one ends Malaysia 3, India 0. The Malayan tiger Mbappe has woken up, and as has Sininho. Somewhat fortunate there with the rebound, but at 90th minute equaliser there against Greece.
I love how passionate he is. Every single time he scores, he'll bang the table, he'll scream at the camera, because he knows how much it means. And we have Brazilian fans in the audience as well.
Yeah, I think Brazil last year felt a bit outnumbered in their console grand final against Indonesia. They were outnumbered by the Garuda drums, and I think they've brought quite a healthy contingent with them this year. Thailand against Japan, still locked at 1, as our two Asian nations are looking to advance. That's a really nice through ball from Chonkata. Finish though, just off balance, inaccurate. And that one will go a bit wayward.
This might be a potential golden goal. You know, if the way they're playing right now continues, 1-1, even on both sides, I'm excited if that happens.
Absolutely. It seems like we have the tale of two types of quarterfinal. Brazil-Greece tied at 2, Thailand-Japan here tied at 1. Elsewhere, Malaysia and Egypt beating their opponents by 3 clear goals.
I'm really, really surprised by that Malaysia-India game. I mean, I'm supporting Malaysia, full transparency here right now, but with the way Daniel's been playing at the moment, I did not think it was going to be 3 goals. Going into the second leg, that's going to be a very uphill battle for Daniel.
Last time he tasted defeat, I don't think he's lost a game so far at this year's FIFA E-World Cup. Just looking back on his past results, I mean, it's been really, really impressive. Yet to lose. His last loss would have come in last year's semi-final against the man he trails 3-0 to at the moment in our featured match for now. Thailand versus Japan, Chonkata. I'm really glad, Alia, let me tell you, I'm really glad that Chonkata and Thailand rose to the occasion. I was very critical of them after day one. Wanted to see them improve, but Chonkata has been so solid since then, and against Japan, he's going to need to be solid even further.
Exactly. I mean, Thailand, they've actually scored the second most goals and also conceded the second least. The only ones ahead of them on both is Brazil. So realistically, Thailand should be dominating this game. But as you've mentioned, I don't think any of us expected them to make the knockouts.
So all of our other quarterfinals at full time. We had a slight delay in this one, so we'll get a chance to watch the final 20 of Thailand versus Japan. And it is Chonkata of Thailand coming forward. Nice double touch by Diego Forlan.
Number 23.
With this delay as well, Harry, do you think for Daniel, will this break come good for him, and will it potentially hinder Mbappe because he's on such a roll?
Yeah, potentially a chance for Mujikul, the coach for India, to just have a word with Daniel, analyse tactically what's gone wrong, while these two settle their differences within the first 90. This is, of course, might I remind you, a two-legged affair. It's aggregate score across the 2 legs. Thailand venturing forward here, Chonkata with Liao. Into the box now, looking for Forlan in the air. Denzel Dumfries will, well, he'll get the ball back into, oh, it's Forlan! What build-up! Chonkata take a bow!
I thought he made a mistake there with that back pass. I was so surprised that he didn't shoot, but that's why he sat there. That's why I'm not.
It looked like a missed input, but the composure from Thailand. Chonkata with his bleach blonde hair had all of his wits wit about him. Lovely one over the top to Dumfries. The 1-2 working its magic, and with 10 minutes to play, Thailand looks set to enter the second leg with a goal advantage.
I love the bleach blonde hair personally. Would you do that, Harry? Just the beard, the hair, just go full
as well.
Yeah, God, commit to it.
Depends how much money is on the line. I know Sininho, I heard this yesterday, with his R9 haircut, obviously the world champion of Brazil, has it that way because he lost a bet to a friend, is what I'm hearing. I'll try and get more info and intel about that, but it's not by choice that he rocked that haircut, is what I'm alluding to.
I mean, that haircut might be his little good luck charms, channeling his inner R9.
So the coaches having their say, discussing with their respective players. Soshun San, obviously backed by Tikaki, console pro player in the past and former world champion as well, if memory serves. 2020 off the top of my head. It was a long time ago though, five years ago.
Day, Harry.
I've slept since then, so it could be.
I can feel the tension up here. Imagine the other players from the Finnish games just sat waiting, especially Daniel. I mean, I'm just looking down at Daniel. He's fully locked in. His coach is fully locked in as well. His dad, I mean, how much does his dad mean to Daniel?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot.
Should we get Papa Dan trending again?
I was questioning myself how much of it would be a bit of a distraction if I was the one in the hot seat. There's obviously a lot of attention that comes to you when you've got your parent obviously in a supporting role with you, but when it's your turn to do the business, it's important that the limelight stays on you.
I think praise is due as well for Daniel's dad. As we were speaking before we went live, esports is a growing career in Asia. It's not a common path for any of us Asians, to be honest. So the fact that his dad is so incredibly supportive and just wants to see his son happy just pulls at my heartstrings.
Substitution. Oh, shout out to all the supportive parents out there. We're back underway in leg one. Thailand just scoring to give them a goal advantage over Japan here with 5 minutes to play. Japan in the all-changed white strip. The Blue Samurai here on the ropes.
Just 4 minutes left to go in this first leg of the Asian Derby. Thailand, I mean, they were trying to make it 3-1. That would seal the deal for me, but Japan still have a couple of minutes to try and pull one game back.
3 minutes added on. And you're right, there's no reason to sit back and defend the result because it is aggregate score. Japan fighting to try and get the last chance of the game. Nakata is dispossessed by Big Dan Burn, and Thailand will win leg one and hold an aggregate scoreline. The War Elephants 2, the Blue Samurai 1. Back to the drawing board for now for Soshun, Takaki and Japan. That man, what a performance, turnaround performance.
What a set of quarterfinals. We've had so many unexpected results, so many score lines we didn't think we would see, and we still have a whole nother leg to go, and potentially a third leg with golden goal.
Yeah. Match highlights sponsored by Axe as Malaysia stormed into a commanding aggregate scoreline lead. matches. Really difficult for him to get any points on the board in the group stages. Snuck through. Finals. Changing chalk brand, maybe, I wonder, for Mbappe today. Seems to be working for him, whatever has changed.
That's a good point. New towel, new water bottle, just whole new routine. But I'm surprised he doesn't have his headphones on, because if it was me and I'm waiting for our games to start, I don't want to hear the commentators. I don't really care what we are saying from his perspective. So it's very, very brave. I mean, look, team laughing in the background, managed to get Mbappe chuckling a little bit. But I mean, what a performance from him so far today.
I don't think you get too much of a reaction from Mbappe, and his coaching staff, of course, still he knows that there's lots to be done, because this man will be coming for blood, and you cannot at any point in any of these quarterfinals take your eye off the prize, because down there in the arena, in their pods, they're all locked in. The concentration is, I mean, you can almost feel it radiating from our athletes, each wanting to push their nation further and further. If you slip for even a second, the other nations, Alia, they'll take advantage, and you could be saying goodbye early on.
Most definitely. And besides the national pride, there's a lot of money on the line here as well. Life-changing amounts of money.
Well, I'm hearing we are just moments from in India.
Now or never indeed, and he is coming out strong as we kick off this second leg, trying to get an early chance at goal there, but well defended by Mbappe, as he has done throughout this tournament so far.
Of course, a lot of people at home might be saying, you know what, why don't you just go full attack? You know you need to get 3 goals to force yourself even a golden goal situation. But the second piece of that puzzle, Alia, is making sure you do not concede, because the more that you commit bodies forward, the more gaps you'll leave at the back. I'll come to you in just a second, as Hazard here for India trying to make some magic happen. Nothing doing there though for Daniel. This time does he go over the top here to Mbappe? Oh, saved. Good start here from India.
A much, much better start than we've seen in the first game. Mbappe controlled it all. Now we might see potentially the other way.
Piero though heading away. I'd love to see India capitalise from some of this early on pressure in the second leg as the header in from the corner. There is that capitalisation from Daniel. He's got one back from the corner. 3-1 and game on.
This is the start that Daniel needed, and we all know how important the first goal is in eFootball Mobile. The fact that he's gone, not even an average goal, that is a fantastic goal from Daniel, and I think we might see a goal fest here. And in our other game, Brazil have gone 3-2 up on Greece.
Well, elsewhere there's been plenty of goals for the underdogs. We'll get a chance to take a look at their handiwork a little bit later, but those who are trailing are now looking a little bit healthier across 3 out of the 4 of our quarterfinals as Malaysia look again to threaten Daniel. That time the goalkeeper called into action. 20 minutes gone in Malaysia now with their second foray forward. Ruud Gullit just maintaining possession here for Mbappe. Gullit shielding the ball well, gets his low cross in as well, but Daniel survives that attack. It will come right back at his defence though. Mbappe will not stop trying to score.
He's also playing more possession-based at the moment. I think he's realised he cannot let Daniel have a chance of having a counter-attack or just taking possession off the ball. But we do have the goal here that put Brazil 3-2 up on aggregate, off the post there. But Ronaldinho was there at the right time to slot it in the post.
Right time, right place for our world champion. In this match, Egypt leading Turkey at 3-0. This goal makes that a bit more of a contest, and well, Thailand were up 2-1. The Blue Samurai with a bit of fortune this time. Japan equalising, and So Shun lets out a roar into the air. This one is going to be really, really close. Do not blink here, earlier, otherwise you might miss goals going in. Mbappe, Mbappe!
Wow!
I said don't blink earlier.
I blinked and I actually missed it. But wow, I did not see that coming. Feels like at the moment it's a goal in this game, a goal in the other game, just goals all over for every single person. Japan 3-2 up now.
Wow.
On aggregate, literally a minute ago, it was 2-2. 2 close goals back to back for Japan. And in the Brazil game as well, they are now 4-2 up against Greece.
Goals going in around the grounds, the heart rates across the board just going through the roof, mine included. I'm not excluded from any of that. I probably feel it more than players. I actually have a higher heart rate now than Daniel. Here are some of those goals you were just mentioning earlier.
Here's the goal from Brazil, as mentioned. Mbappe tries to put it in. Quick save, but he manages to slot it in. That's Mbappe. I don't think we expect any less from him. And this is the goal that put Thailand 3-2 up on aggregate. Fantastic goal into the top corner. And what I love as well is he's normally a very calm person, doesn't scream and shout. But when it comes to eFootball, the passion just releases.
Yeah, so respectful. It's So Shun, one of the nicest players we have on the circuit, definitely for Greece though. Is the Cinderella story, the Cinderella run coming to an end. It's so tough to go up against the world champion and beat him over 2 legs. Hannesball is giving it a right good go here.
I mean, I just can't believe the way these quarterfinals have gone. I should have known better, especially after console this morning, especially with mobile. The way the goals just fly into the net, but wow, just half a leg left to go. Doesn't look like at the moment there'll be any golden goals.
Let you know that you'll be able to catch today's match.
Certainly not. It looks very convincing for most of our leading nations here, one of which, of course, the reigning champions, Malaysia, against familiar foes, India. They beat them 2-1 in last year's semi-finals. Here in the quarter-finals, It looks set, barring a Daniel and India comeback, for a very similar situation.
I think Daniel's definitely playing a lot better in this second leg, but unfortunately with football, you have to play strong in both legs. Because if this was the first leg, 1-1 right now would be a fantastic score for him, but he's still got 3 goals to chase and only about 40 minutes left.
He needs to get on his bike very, very soon. Otherwise, India will sadly be bowing out in one round earlier than last year's performance. That will be disappointing, especially after the group stage campaign. Here is Min trying to slide through Vieri, who is just offside. His chance would have been nice, but just a step too late, the pass.
Wow. I mean, I want to know what our heart rate is right now, because I honestly think Mbappe's at 170. There's a good chance, especially you, Harry. You might be at about 175, 180 maybe.
Well, there it is, 135, not far off, but Daniel here is on the offensive. Vieri, oh, it's just not going right for him.
Production did me real dirty there, by the way. I said you're about 185, you're 131, and I was well off. Production, can we change that graphic? Just put a little overlay on it. Put Harry 185.
Don't forge results. Don't tamper with the data. Here goes Daniel. Really needs to score this chance. All the pressure is on Daniel. Oh, he's taking it too far. He lets him down earlier.
I feel like he's playing too safe. Where's the Daniel that we've seen from the last 2 days? The aggressive player, the one that took his chances.
20 minutes left. Malaysia 4, India 1. Mbappe, blood in the water is perhaps what he smells at the moment. Oh, he sent his defender for an early bath. And doubt him at your peril. Mbappe is back.
I am speechless at this performance from Mbappe. I mean, we were all really disappointed with how he did in the group stages, and now 5-1 up on aggregate is crazy. And he didn't give himself an easy game as well coming up against India. He finished 4th in his group. We all thought there was a good chance he might actually bow out of the quarterfinals, especially in the chat, but it's gone the other way.
Everyone doubting him, and he took that personally. Malaysia 5, India 1. Daniel sadly bested on the day, no doubt facing elimination here, and everything going Mbappe's way. He wants to try and make it 6, but Daniel still concentrating defensively right to the very end. Offensively, Mbappe doing the exact same, trying to widen this scoreline and just remind the competition and perhaps some of the casters, Alia, that he is the reigning champ.
Listen, I'm heartbroken.
Oh, chance almost there for India.
I'm so heartbroken for Daniel. He did so well in the group stages. I genuinely thought we were going to see him in the final, and that's just how brutal football is, isn't it, Harry?
It can be heartbreaking at times, but it goes to show group stages and the knockout rounds are completely different kettles of fish. Mbappe knows that. Everything going his way here as Romani tries on the turn to try and forge more chances, but Mbappe is officially back. Malaysia have awoken their sleeping tiger. Malaysia besting India. They will feature in our semi-final.
I think it's safe to
18 years old himself, 90th minute here, about to secure his ticket to a semi-final as well.
That could be a really, really next tricky game for him because Egypt may go up against Brazil or Greece.
Well, there'll be a late chance here for Turkey following the free kick, but when you look on aggregate, Egypt 3 clear goals ahead of Turkey. This one is a mere formality, playing for pride now, the honoured one. That one's saved by Egypt. And following in Morocco's footsteps last year, Egypt and Phantom advance to the semi-final.
What a celebration as well, by the way. We don't have camera enough at the moment, but that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
And a quick reminder.
Well, I mean, I just love how every time, no matter how the results go, there's just a lot of sportsmanship. You always go on to check and say thank you for playing me, but as well is another Asian derby. Thailand against Malaysia, Japan against Malaysia. Malaysia and Thailand, both Southeast Asian nations. There's a lot of history between them in football. AFC Cup, the SEA Games. I mean, it just goes deep. That's going to be a very, very interesting potential semi.
Could have ramifications for the rest of the tournament here as well, as we knock on through.
have certainly worked out for you. However, you're either going to be playing against Thailand or Japan next. Who do you want to play against?
I think I'm gonna against Japan because I don't want to meet Thailand. Chomkata is a monster for me. Yes.
Well, congratulations again on your victory. Best of luck with the rest of your matchups. Milos, what have you got for me over there?
Well, I got our wonderful Egyptian here, Vantum, joining us. What a massive matchup that you just had against Turkey. To me, it seems like you smashed everybody in groups. You smashed Turkey now in quarterfinals. Have they been just sleeping on you? أنا أكيد أنت هلا لعبت ضد تركيا، فزت فوز كبير هائل ضد تركيا، بس كمان بالجروبس يعني 20 نقطة شيء هائل كتير لك كمان. حاسس انه نايمين شوي عليك، ما حدا عم بيفكر بالمنتخب المصري هون؟
شوية، بس 20 نقطة شيء مش هائل. احنا خارجين متضايقين لان احنا مفنشين ثالث، المفروض احنا بننافس على صدارة المجموعة، بس ان شاء الله نحاول نعوض ده بالبطولة.
I definitely think I've been underestimated, maybe seen as a bit of a dark horse here in the tournament. It's great performance in the group stage with 20 points. Wanted to go a bit higher, maybe even higher to first place in the group, but the performance today against Turkey really has me reassured. After this, you get to play the winner of either Brazil or Greece. No matter what, it's going to be a tough matchup in the semifinals. What do you think you're going to expect, or which team do you think you'll even play there? أكيد بعد ما خلصت هالماتش هيدا حتلعب بنصف النهائي ضد البرازيل او اليونان، فريقين كتير قوية. مين ما كان اللاعبين، مين بتتوقع انك تلعب ضده وليش، وشو متوقع تلعب ضدهم بالنهار الليل؟
اتوقع برازيل لانه عارف يكسبني، عارف ياخد البطولة.
I'm expecting Brazil. If he can beat me, I think he can win the entire thing. You see on your screen, Sininho all focused up. Islam, thank you very much.
Hearing from our two confirmed semi-finalists, Malaysia and Egypt. We're in the last 10 minutes between Brazil and Greece. Brazil leading 4-3 on aggregate. We need a goal here from Greece soon, Alia, otherwise we'll be saying a quick farewell to Panaspor. And well, Sininho over the top to Puskás off the base of the upright.
Greece have also gone full on attacking mode as well, which is likely why we saw Brazil have that brilliant chance there. But at this stage of the game, 5 minutes left before you potentially get knocked out, you have to go all guns blazing.
Well, that will turn possession over to Greece, who will be chasing in the latter stages here. A much needed goal. You see how quick that timer in the top left ticks down. It will go so quickly. We're approaching the 90th minute already and Greece do not have possession. This is why Sininho is so good. There's an outlet here on the far side as Puskás will go up and contest the header. Perhaps one last throw of the dice here for Greece. It has to go forward as we tick past the 2 minutes of two added on. Greece here, the white shirts, they're trying so hard. Iniesta wins the ball back here for Greece. It's for
well, that was a little bit... I didn't think he was actually going to manage to have that last chance because Brazil did manage to get the ball back but just didn't clear it well enough, and just like that, we're going to golden goal.
You could not write it.
We come to you now with a quick request for support for our charity fund.
Greece with a last 45 earlier, we're going to know yet another semi-finalist, unless, of course, we need to go to another golden goal.
As Mbappe said in his interview, he does not want to go up against Thailand. He thinks he's a monster here.
And we're seeing why. CR7 forward to Figo. That's a really nice cross into Jan Koller. Oh, that's scooped off the line. Japan living dangerously. Roberto Carlos far side. Oh, nice little double touch towards CR7 as well. A rare wayward header. And Chonkata is chasing, is hunting Japan.
And as we look over to Team Malaysia's pod as well, we see all of them eagerly watching the screens. They know whoever wins this game will be Mbappe's next opponent.
Here's Liao. Thailand trying to turn the screw here towards Koller on the far side. Still have to deal with this Japan. Into Ronaldo, Liao. Cut out though by the captain, Patrick Vieira here for Soshan and Japan. But Thailand are really going for this. You can see the attacking and defensive mentalities at the bottom of your screen. Japan just holding back a little bit. Chonkata and Thailand chasing. As I said before, hunting down that goal that would equalise them. Chonkata, Koller, or CR7. Will he get on the end of this? He does. Forces the save and gets a corner. 20 minutes to go.
Yes, Japan are playing more defensively, but as we know in football, one goal is never enough. As we just saw with Greece, anything can change within a matter of seconds. But we do here see Thailand with yet another potential chance in the second half.
Cannot switch off here, Japan, as Koller rises highest but can't get his head on it. The Thai pressure will continue.
Looking at the heart rates as well, there's 60 beats per minute between Japan and Thailand. I'm surprised it's not the other way around, especially knowing it's 20 minutes away from Japan making it through to the semi-finals if the aggregate score stays the same.
Oh, look out for the two aerial threats in the middle as Jan Koller's trying to get something, just anything here for a desperate Thailand to force the issue. Chonkata crossed in again for Koller, and it's Koller who actually gets his head on it, but only a goal kick as a result of that. That's nice for Japan. That's a let-off now.
So close every single time in this second half. We haven't seen Japan with a proper chance yet. They're playing very defensively. They're definitely parking the bus at the moment. We hope it isn't going to come back to bite them, especially with how Thailand are attacking at the moment.
Certainly not. These two nations will know each other very well indeed. Soshan and Chonkata, only one of them can go through. As it stands, Soshan is defending very strongly.
And if things keep the way that they are at the moment and Japan do make it through to the semi-finals to play Malaysia, Japan last year were actually knocked out of the quarter-finals against Malaysia. That right now, but Mbappe said he would rather play Japan. So, I mean, wouldn't you as well if you know you can already beat them?
Oh, Soshan, he's ready for action. He believes in himself. Chonkata and his coach just finalising some changes, making sure.
Substitution for Japan.
After what was a disappointing 2025 Canal World Finals performance for Chonkata. I mean, just out in groups from one point, from a possible 9. Would love in this final 10 minutes to get some jubilation with an equaliser. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's dispossessed. Japan, though, surrendering possession over. Just hoofed up the pitch here. Soshan's heart rate under 100. That's a rare sight to see. Rodri always won the ball. Back here for Soshan. Gattuso just maintaining possession here. This is some maturity shown. as he's just gonna try and neutralise that threat that Chongkata and Thailand were trying and threatening to present here. 89th minute, just ticking over into the 90th. And Thailand, they can't touch the ball. Finally, they win the ball back.
Has been indicated.
Just 2 in-game minutes left here. Are we going to see a last-minute upset from Thailand through to Liao in the box?
No, Japan!
It's Greece and Brazil all over again as we now have 2 games going to golden goal because of last minute or rather last second goals.
Can you believe it? Chongkata and Thailand surviving, snatching an equaliser from the jaws of defeat, and the referee blows the full-time whistle after 2 legs. We cannot separate Thailand, Japan, Brazil, Greece, both of our quarterfinals going to sudden death, golden goal.
We said earlier there's a good chance none of the games would go to golden goal, and just
say a huge congratulations. The celebrations were absolutely epic. But talk me through what took us through to that final 3rd game, the golden goal.
Ela falou que as comemorações foram muito épicas, realmente, a gente viu que foi um grande jogo, mas o que tu acha que aconteceu para levar para esse 3º jogo que precisou do Golden Goal?
Infelizmente tínhamos azar ali, né? Perdemos alguns gols e tomamos 2 gols ali travando, mas acontece, focar na semifinal e se passar para a final também.
We had some bad luck, we missed some opportunities, We had 2 goals against because of the lag of the game, but now we have to focus to go on the semi-finals. It will be on the finals.
So what is the game plan now? You've just walked away victorious. How are you going to reset now ahead of your next game?
Como é que tu reconfigura para ficar calmo de novo e tá bem pro próximo jogo?
Tento sempre manter a calma, né, para fazer o que eu costumo treinar e dar o meu melhor nos jogos.
I always try to remain calm, to do what I know to do, and be playing well in the games.
And is there anything you want to say to the support that you've had here? The energy has been absolutely infectious. So what do you want to say to everyone that's here supporting you?
Ela tá falando sobre a energia que está recebendo da galera aqui, tá sendo muito interessante. O que tem a dizer para a galera que está torcendo?
Muito grato, né, pela torcida de todo mundo. Tem muitos brasileiros aqui. Eles torcem bastante e vai Brasil em todas as modalidades.
I'm very grateful because of the energy of everyone around here. We know how to celebrate in any kind of game, so I'm very grateful for them.
Well, is there anything you want to say to your upcoming opponents, the competition that lies ahead of you? Any words of warning that you want to give to the other teams?
Quer mandar algum recado pro teu próximo adversário, algum aviso?
Acho que vai ser um grande jogo, né? E eu vou continuar com o meu estilo de jogo e atacar até o final.
I think it's going to be a great match, and I'm going to keep my style of play, and it will be a great match.
Well, best of luck to you. Congratulations again on an epic victory, a fantastic showdown. But I believe we have some more golden goals to play out.
You're not wrong, Veracity. Thank you for your hard work down there. I know there's lots of interviews to get through as we say congratulations and goodbye to some of our nations. We have one remaining quarter-final. It's getting late in Japan. It's about 11 o'clock if my maths is about right in Tokyo. And then over in Bangkok must be just past about 9 o'clock at night. But they'll be staying up late to be cheering on these two. A real clash of eFootball mobile royalty. Soshan of Japan against Chongkata of Thailand. Golden goal. And if we need it, extra time and penalties.
I mean, this is e-console mobile. The chances of it even going to penalties is very, very slim. But I'd be selfish in saying I actually would like to see it today because these are two incredible players playing for amazing countries. I don't want to see either of them bow out of the tournament in the quarterfinals, but this is Thailand against Japan. This is national pride, the Asian derby. This means so much more to them.
Well, here we go. Thailand won the toss and therefore will receive the kickoff to start our golden goal match between Thailand and Japan. And Soshan and Japan trying to really put the pressure on early despite not receiving the kickoff. However, it's back in possession of Chongkata of Thailand. The 23-year-old had a bit of a disappointing World Finals this year, but in 2024 was a third-place finisher, so he's definitely the more seasoned of the two, and he's, well, trying to pressure the Japanese defence. On the other side, Shuni Yoshida-san, 19 years of age, was a runner-up at the FC Barcelona club event earlier on in this year, lost to eventual world champion. But there is the golden goal! Chongkata of Thailand! The third place finisher of the World Finals in 2024 sends Japan home!
Absolute heartbreak for Japan here, especially that they were holding on 3-2 right until the last few seconds. I had a quick glance over at Malaysia when that Thailand goal went in, and you could just see in Mbappe's
down Japan in this because it was an incredible comeback for you?
ครับก็ตื่นเต้นมากมันมีหลายอารมณ์เลยครับแต่ว่าก็ผ่านมาได้ก็เป้าหมายเรายังต้องไปต่อครับ
And we're so excited and we're so happy for part Japan and we ready for the next match.
Well, speaking of the next match, you go up against Malaysia, not just last year's winners, but also big SEA rival. What do you have to say to Malaysia?
Yeah, Mbappe is a world champion. We know it's a big game. See you.
There you go. See you. Simple as that. A massive victory. Who doesn't love golden goals here in our quarterfinals? Back to our studio to recap all the happenings.
Milos, thank you so much. Yeah, 2 golden goals. They haven't been able to come to the big stage before, and I don't know, I wouldn't write anyone off out of this one.
Absolutely not. I think, we've seen that Brazil have looked pretty solid across the board and eventually getting themselves through, but everyone's really had to struggle. I know, obviously, Mbappe, which beat Daniel, which feels like about 3 hours ago at this stage after having to go through all these games, but he really didn't perform well in the groups, but we said it's a new day, it's a different time of the tournament. He's now turned up, but how long is that going to last? Is he going to keep that up? Was it just a bad performance from Daniel? There's so many questions we can ask around that result.
Well, should we get an answer from Daniel himself? Because Cide actually caught up with Daniel after that matchup, which took place maybe about 10-15 minutes ago.
I'm here with Daniel after that tough quarterfinal matchup against Malaysia. Another rematch in the playoffs from last year. Just give me your thoughts on that match.
I think I missed a lot of chances as well. There were chances on a plate for me and I didn't convert. And he did, so he won the match. And I guess, I was a bit unlucky. But no excuses for the defeat. It was my fault,
I mean, it was a huge match last year. It kind of felt like fate that you'd have to play each other again in the playoffs. What do you kind of take from this year, and do you think you can come back bigger and stronger next year?
Yeah, we learn a lot because if you don't finish your chances, you're going to get out. Because in the knockouts, you don't get second chances. Like group stage, if you lose one game, you still have a second day. But in knockouts, if you lose, you lose. You don't take your chances, you get out. That's exactly what happened. And I think next year, I will be better.
And you've had so much incredible support, obviously, from Papa Dan as well, but everyone online and back home. It seems like you're famous on every form of social media after last year as well. Do you have anything to say to your friends, supporters, everyone back home?
Yeah, I apologize to the fans, my coach, my staff, everything. I disappointed you guys, but I tried my best and I gave it all, but in the end I lost, so really sorry for that.
Awesome. We can't wait to see you back next year. Cheers.
Well, there we have it. Yeah, Daniel taking complete responsibility, and that's exactly what we were saying, didn't we? The fact that he was just missing those key chances.
Yeah, of course. I mean, at this stage, you cannot miss any chance you have because other players will take full advantage of that. But Malaysia player today did play amazingly well. It was not like that yesterday.
Yeah, no, he was literally not missing chances. I think if we were have a look at the statistics, it probably wasn't too far away as far as like clear-cut chances that were created. It definitely felt as if though, if from Mbappe, he was just running through Daniel every single occasion that he got an opportunity, and every time he got that opportunity, he was bagging it.
Is this Daniel, like we mentioned, who maybe needs a warm-up match to really kind of get into the competition?
Sometimes, you know, he kind of mentioned it himself, and then it's easy for us to then like kind of latch onto that, because if he makes that admission, then it feels like something that is really prevalent. How he fixes that, maybe just a longer warm-up time, making sure you're getting in here, getting your reps in to make sure that that doesn't happen again. But I'm sure we will see Daniel there.
Yeah, I mean, I think because they played against each other last year and he lost again to the same player, maybe it is a little bit a mental battle because losing against the same guy twice in the same World Cup.
Tough.
But equally, you know, Mbappe, he's done it before. He just knows how to up that level of his game when he really needs to.
Exactly, and that's the difference between normal players and the pro players. Those kind of players, the pro players, when they come to the tournament, you can lose 1 game, 2, 3 games. It's completely fine. They will always come back, reset, and be even stronger when the knockout stage arrives.
Well, we're sad to say goodbye to Daniel at the quarter-final stage. And we're also very sad to say goodbye to the very animated Panasball from Greece. Let's hear from him now. He caught up with CJ.
I'm here with Panasball. Obviously an incredible performance, incredible tournament from you, a fairy tale run. What were your thoughts on this tournament, the FIFA E-World Cup as a whole?
Εντάξει, ήταν ένα υπέροχο τουρνουά. Πέρασα πανέμορφα εδώ στο Ριάντε τη μία εβδομάδα που ήρθαμε να εκπροσωπήσω την χώρα μου για πρώτη φορά. Είμαι ο πρώτος παίκτης που το κάνει στην ιστορία των e-sports στη χώρα μου και είμαι πάρα πολύ περήφανος γι' αυτό. Τα πήγαμε πάρα πολύ καλά, ξεπεράσαμε τα όρια μας πιστεύω, καθώς όλοι ξέρουν ότι παίζω μόνο 2 μήνες στο mobile, είμαι παίκτης της κονσόλας, ωστόσο ανέβασα τη σημαία μου πάρα πολύ ψηλά πιστεύω στον κόσμο και θα μπορούσα μέχρι και να το πάρω, το απέδειξα. Έχασα από τον παγκόσμιο πρωταθλητή στο Τόκιο στο Golden Goal, αυτό τα λέει όλα. Και είμαι πάρα πολύ περήφανος και χαρούμενος και θα φύγω με γεμάτα συναισθήματα από το Ριάντε.
I'm very happy to be here. It's been a great tournament. I'm very proud to represent my country for the first time in the FIFA E World Cup. He's the first person to actually do that with Greece. It means a lot for him. We've been here a week. It's amazing the experience. I think he has exceeded the expectations of what people expected him to do here. He had only literally 2 months of preparation with mobile coming to face mobile players with many years of experience. It took only a golden goal loss against the world champion from Brazil, which I think this means a lot, and it's a great experience for him.
It's been incredible to have you here representing Greece for the first time. I'm sure you've had a ton of support back home as well from friends and family. Do you have anything to say to the people back home?
Θέλω να ευχαριστήσω τους πάντες, πραγματικά θέλω να πω ένα ευχαριστώ είναι λίγο πραγματικά για όλη μου την οικογένεια, για όλους όσους με στήριξαν, φίλους ή και όχι φίλους. Έχω μηνύματα από πάρα πολύ κόσμο που με έχουν συγκινήσει πραγματικά σε όλο αυτό το ταξίδι και ένα special ευχαριστώ στην κοπέλα μου, η οποία ξέρω πραγματικά πόσο το έζησε μαζί μου όλο αυτό και έχει κάνει τα πάντα για μένα όλα αυτά τα χρόνια για να με στηρίξει και να είμαι σήμερα εδώ σε αυτό το επίπεδο.
I want to say a big thank you to my friends and family back in Greece. Everyone who has supported me from day one, people who believed in me and always believed in me. Words can't describe how big of a massive thank you he has to give back to the family and friends in Greece. But special thanks has to go to his girlfriend. She's always been there for him through many years of sacrifice, training. She's literally the biggest support. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see you next year. Cheers.
Well, congrats then to Panasball for getting all the way to the quarterfinals. And I think they just said there, the fact that he pushed Brazil all the way to golden goal shows the talent that he had, Abdulaziz.
Oh yes, of course. I mean, he played really well and he was so close to be probably the favorite to win the tournament. But you know, this is the World Cup. This is the way that it will go. And maybe next year. By the way, I was talking to his team, and he told me that he only started playing and practicing only like 2 months ago. And now he is here and playing against the very best players in the world.
Yeah, he switched from console, hasn't he, to mobile, and it shows that that's actually doable, and he's shown us that.
Yeah, it's kind of what we said yesterday in the sense of that, if you got, especially when it comes down to a football game, you understand the mechanics around it. It's not too dissimilar, it's just a different way to obviously play that game. So yeah, his understanding of console definitely helping him out.
I'm not going to lie though, I am going to miss his emotions, guys.
Yeah.
All of us.
I don't know, I like them. What can I say? Right, okay, well, no Greece in our semi-finals, but 4 incredible nations. We are going to take a quick break right now, but come back and join us for the semi-finals. This is our featured matchup. Brazil taking on Egypt. See you in a moment. sorry about that, but obviously you might recognise the man who actually did the coin toss. Alex Alguacil there, he's a world champion in his own right. He's taken on a different role. He was part of our commentary team last year.
Yeah, he used to be my mate, but then all of a sudden he just didn't want to hang around with us anymore, Rachel. That's what I heard, at least anyway. But yeah, no, it's nice to see Alex still in and amongst it, but he'll know exactly how they're feeling right now, and that will be tense.
Brazil won that coin toss, I'm just going to say as well. So they are home first. Small advantage, maybe.
It's a medal battle, I think. I think it's just like, I've won the first battle. It's just such a, I think a competitor thing, but I mean, realistically.
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't think it will make any huge difference. But yes, the first game is always the most important game because it will. I mean, you can see where the game will be heading to, and Brazil will be more than happy to win the first game because they played against Egypt twice, as I said earlier. 2 games and 2 wins. And the only time that I saw the Egyptian player changing his way of playing and his tactics is it was against Brazil. And that was the game that he lost. Why do you change the way you play against someone like Brazil? Stick to your plan.
So the only thing I would say maybe in that is, in that group stage, every single point for Egypt may well have been crucial. Obviously, he knew a draw there or something along those lines could have got him something. So that would be my only takeaway from that side of things, to be honest with you. I think now he needs to play for the win, right? He needs to keep playing the same way. And to be fair, lost 2-0, lost 2-1 in the group stages. It's not a pasting by any sense of the imagination. So he has more than enough in his locker to get this one done.
But Sininho, he's relishing the opportunity to face him again and maybe get a third victory.
I think it will be this time will be different because, as I said, it's knockout stage, and Bantam played insanely well in the first round today. And on the other hand, we didn't see the very best of Juninho, as we see here with his teammates. But yeah, he didn't play his very best today, and he's playing against someone who is really, really good. Bantam is probably one of the very hardest opponent to play against.
And I think for me as well, another thing where I would maybe lean towards Vandam as well. Vandam had a pretty easy time in his quarterfinal, like relatively stress-free, got through up against Turkey, and great performance, whereas they really had to go through the ring of Juninho and Brazil. You had to go to that extra time via a final minute goal from Greece, then into that third game, I should say, for the golden goal, and obviously going on to score it, but then all the issues that he talks about as well, they can play in your mind. Let's see how he's going to perform here. I think the start is really, really crucial. If he can come out of the gate swinging, Egypt are going to be in a lot of trouble. But if Egypt can put him under some pressure, keep it tight, even may well take the lead, he'll be in a sensational spot because Juninho's head could be on Mars at that stage.
Abdelaziz, it seems like you have confidence in Bantam and Egypt. If you were sat behind him and you were part of the coaching setup, what would you be saying to him now?
different ways. For Brazil, it was on the edge, nerve-biting stuff, but for Egypt, it was easy.
Yeah, it felt like a walk in the park for Egypt, but they've certainly walked into a bit of a minefield here. Coming up against Brazil, coming up against a reigning world champion in Sininho. They've got everything to do. I've noticed quite early on, Egypt already employing an all-out defence tactic. It's a little bit what they've become known for over this tournament, Cole, is that they like to be defensively sound and try and take counter-attacks on when they're available.
Yeah, well, it seems to be working for Bantam so far, and that's exactly what Abdelaziz was saying on the desk. Hey, I know you're against Brazil, I know you're against a world champion in Juninho, but continue to do what you have been doing, and it has been frustrating opponents. It's a unique playstyle, but one that certainly works for him.
Yeah, it's very much been a case of get your nose in front and then nullifiers. Pele has it for Egypt, but Juninho is able to mop that one up at the back. Of course, we'll keep a cursory eye out the corner of our eyes on Thailand versus Malaysia in the other semi-final. But at the moment, our eyes are locked on Juninho. He has the ball to Ronaldinho. Neat dummy, looking for the pullback. It's cleared away by Egypt for the first time. That's just clear of their penalty box.
Yeah, 2 wins for Brazil in this matchup in the group stage as they went on to win it all. And now they find this rematch here against Egypt as Ronaldinho has the ball and finds N'Golo Kante and then towards Nedved in the centre. Great play. Juninho there. Ball is going to come out to the right back for Egypt. So far the plan is working. 22 minutes in and no signs of conceding.
Yeah, already that plan has been kind of cast aside a little bit as Egypt have moved to balance now. They know that they've got to come out and it's well and good playing all that defence, but you have to get a goal first before you start moving to that defensive tactic. If that's how you want to take it on. As you can see, they're just very happy to have this ball on Egypt. Despite the heart rate from Egypt as well, 153 already. This is only a 0-0 goal.
Yeah, this has been a long, hard road for Bantam for Egypt. He's been good enough to play at this level for a very long time, but visa issues have plagued him. Finally, he's able to make it to an event, and we really see him in these semi-finals. And so far, in Brazil, tricky time as Ronaldinho has the ball on the right wing, waits for the pass, it's towards Kante. Can he put this ball in? It's along the floor, and Buffon doesn't spill it.
Yeah, Buffon doesn't spill it. Looks there, getting early up towards the header of Rudolli, who's managed to win it back momentarily. Ball spills out onto the right-hand side for Egypt. They let it go for a throw. But you're quite right. Finally being able to get to a tournament, finally being able to show that you belong on this world stage. Certainly, Bantam and Egypt have shown that in absolute spades here.
Yeah, looking very comfortable now. I've seen him interacting with the camera, sort of, high-fiving his team and looking like he belongs under these bright lights. So far, looking like he belongs in this matchup, but that tackle from Cristiano Ronaldo could change everything. Cristiano Ronaldo cuts inside, is blocked there. Maybe should have gone with his right there, Ronaldo.
Maybe should have, but again, even in those moments of panic, Egypt managed to stay cool. Certainly on the outside, on the inside, it looks to be a very different story at the moment. As Brazil and Juninho have it, and they have it at the edge of the box, as Nedved turns a strike to the goal! It's curled into the corner of the net, and Juninho and Brazil have their lead.
Juninho barely got 7 minutes into the golden goal against Greece before winning it. And there's that celebration again, both hands to his head, the tongue sticking out as the ball guides its way into the bottom corner.
Yeah, brilliantly well-worked goal. We'll see here again, neat turn, and again, as we mentioned to Harry earlier when we're talking about opportunities, when they present themselves, sometimes it's doing the easiest thing possible rather than most complex. And just see here again, most easy thing to do is just use the shadow of the body of the player and just curl it round the edge, leaves the goalkeeper unsighted. And that is half-time in Brazil versus Egypt. There has been a goal in the other semi-final between Thailand and Malaysia. And we'll see which way it's gone once we have it verified. And as we see it getting verified, Thailand and John Katta have taken the lead against the reigning FIFA E World Cup champion. Mbappe.
John Carter, who barely knocked out Soshin earlier on.
There will be 1 minute
to make the most of a second opportunity of a 90th minute goal, and he's making all the more from that opportunity. It's Thailand who have the ball now. Ronaldo thinks about a shot. This could be two. He eventually strikes it, but it's blocked there just off him. Dilly-dally just a bit too long.
Yeah, again, sometimes they get a little bit of gamesmanship in trying to figure out exactly what your opponent's going to do. Are they going to move their defender? Are they going to try and read the pass? Or are they going to try and block the shot? I think John Katta would more than be happy with how that has started. And we're back with our feature game here between Brazil and Egypt. Brazil 1-0 up after the half-time break. as Egypt look to try and reassert themselves. Of course, as Chris mentioned, met each other twice in the group stages. Brazil took the victory on both occasions.
And you can see how they have a lot of the ball as Ronaldinho makes his way through as well. Wants to put the ball into the centre. That one is going to go to a corner. We've seen corner goals of all varieties so far in mobile. We've seen flick-ons at the far post. We've seen flick-ons at the near post. We've also seen a ball be bulleted right in. There are some big players there. I'm looking at Ronaldo in the centre. And I'm sure that Sininho is thinking the same thing.
Yeah, and that's it. You look for your aerial targets, ball into the box, cleared away at the near post, and Egypt will now look to try and progress forward, and they've almost been sucked into it, Cole, into a kind of game plan that they aren't really used to, trying to be on the front foot. Normally it's defensively frustrating to play against Egypt. Instead, Sininho plays it back to his own goalkeeper, and will look to try and just, again, draw out Egypt to potentially get a second. There has been another goal in the other semi-final. Again, we'll bring that to you shortly. We'll stick with this game for now, as Grashurida clears it away for Egypt.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much from Egypt in an attacking sense. They've been fairly toothless up to now. I can't really think of a clear-cut chance that they've had. Maybe the one for Ronaldo towards the end of the first half, but they ended up conceding themselves straight away after, and they have again! It's Ronaldo! Same system, same results.
Wonderful bit of play from Sininho. Again, it's dummies and super cancels, and then finding that right opportunity for a controlled shot. And again, a player of Sininho's calibre is always going to look for that 100% opportunity, and he's well versed in that ancient art of finding these opportunities. We'll see it again here as N'Golo Kante plays the ball through to Ronaldo. You see there, just shot fakes into it, just manages to curl it around the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper was able to see it. Meanwhile, replay in between Thailand and Malaysia. Malaysia, you can stand up because Malaysia have themselves an equaliser via Ruud Gullit. Wonderful double touch goal.
Yeah, just started Thailand have gone defensive as well. They were starting to think that maybe they can ease to a 1-0 victory in game one, but not going to happen when you're up against Mbappe. You won't be keeping too many clean sheets against our reigning world champion at FIFA. Let's cut to that one because Thailand have a chance. Not able to take it, but this is looking like Malaysia are on top now. Have worked their way on top.
Yeah, I mean, by the heart rates on these ones, folks, 160 apiece at Kanta, as they both try and re-establish some form of dominance in this game, because they both know they can hurt one another now, Cole. It's a case of who can now land that final blow in game one.
Yeah, Thailand looking like they're stepping right back up though after conceding. I like what I'm seeing at the moment from Kanta. Again, maybe after the way he beat Japan in the previous round, he'll be feeling invincible in this tournament, or at least like he's got nothing left to lose, because he really was on the precipice of defeat. He was able to come away with a massive goal in that golden goal. It's 4 lanterns. Second half between Egypt and Brazil is starting. Let's just see this attack though from Thailand, seeing if anything comes from it. Forlan has the ball still, dribbles into the box, but Vitinha gets it away.
And we're back with our featured game between Brazil and Egypt, as the substitutes you can see is Heung-min Son and takes a brilliant strike at goal. It's only a whisker over the bar. It was ambitious goal, but it nearly fell the right way there for Egypt. And again, it's not necessarily about the victories here, Cole. It's about the goals that you score.
And Sininho has to make sure he doesn't get too overconfident, because even one goal here for the Phantom could be a big difference going into game number 2. That's all he has to think, Phantom. He just has to keep thinking, get that one goal. Give yourself a platform to build upon in the second match. This one's not quite gone to plan. You don't want to concede 2 goals when you play the play style that the Egyptian does. Now he's got to play some e-football.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that when you play a player the likes of Sininho, he's able to drag you into his game, and I feel like that is kind of what Phantom has run into here. Is he's been dragged into playing a game plan and a style that actually he's not used to. As N'Golo Kante has it for Sininho, it's put back to Puskas, but it's cleared away by Van Dijk. It remains to be seen here whether Egypt can get themselves some form of goal back into this game, but as it stands at the moment, Brazil will take a healthy 2-0 lead into game 2. Maybe worse here, Cole, if Sininho can put his best foot forward.
Yeah, Ronaldinho has the ball, and here's Puskas. Having all too much play here in the Egyptian box. N'Golo Kante, he's going to try and dig a shot out. It falls for Medved, turns it, tucks it into Puskas. And that is near to 3. One more may well kill this matchup. But for now, Egypt survive.
Again, it was well worked off the secondary chance from Sininho. Had the opportunity, could have potentially took the strike on goal with Nedved. Instead, passes it and brilliantly worked into Puskas. Couldn't find the finish. Has gone out for a corner still, though.
Coutinho stands over it. Sees 5 Brazilians in the box. Plenty of defenders here for Egypt. They're making sure they don't concede that third. As we were saying, that would be devastating for them. But the ball is taken close. Puskas' shot is blocked. And N'Golo Kante has control of the ball now. It's a nice play from Sininho. That one almost makes it all the way through. I believe it's offside.
Yeah, it looks like being offside is given the other way. Meanwhile, still 1-1 in the other semi-final between Thailand and Malaysia. As the goal kick is taken short. May have been some very late drama in Malaysia v Thailand. We'll cut to that shortly. Beto plays it out to Nedved here for Sininho. Still looking to come forward, instead it's taken. And then we've cut to a penalty kick here for Thailand. Can he score? Yes, he does! Thailand have a second, and they have a vital lead in the dying embers of game 1 against Malaysia.
Yeah, brave stuff from Conchata there, straight down the centre. It's always tempting to try and find the corners, but he knew his opponent would be diving. And that penalty might seal the game 1 win there for Thailand, and what a run he is having.
Yeah, certainly having a really good run. Echoes of Poland in console type of runners. Pele is Patini. Can't get the strike cleanly away for Egypt. It's going to be cleared away by Brazil. There goes the final whistle. Vital clean sheet for Brazil. It's another one to add to their back catalogue of clean sheets they've had at this tournament so far.
Yeah, they've got so many, but I mean, Patini will be disgusted by that first touch. Took it so heavily, which when the defender was able to come back and block, that should have been 2-1, and that should have opened that semi-final right back up. Instead, Brazil and Juninho remain very much on top as we are watching Malaysia and Thailand. I presume it's Malaysia making some substitutions because Mbappe finds himself behind.
Well, you can see there just to the reflection of the phone. No, my intel knowledge of mobile is that I'm seeing like player names and player slates, so you can see that Thailand are actually trying to make substitutions here as well. You see that Malaysia are almost waiting on the pause menu going, can we get back underway now? Are we ready? Can we go? But certainly these moments for Thailand are vital for Kata, especially with his coach there alongside of him. He'll want to make sure that is perfect going into this final phase, having taken a penalty that has got them the lead with around about 4 minutes to go in game plus whatever is added in stoppage.
Yeah, not much at all. Alexis McAllister stands on the ball, but the pass was easily intercepted there by Tenali. It does seem that Thailand are able to ease this one away. Kata, if he can win this first game, the belief will be surging through him. But it is Mbappe. Johan Cruyff makes it through. What a tackle that is!
That is an unbelievable challenge, but the danger's not gone right into Kiliksoy. Kiliksoy, Cannavaro scrambles it away. It's over halfway. I don't think Malaysia will get another opportunity. They won't. And Thailand take that first game by 2-1. That is a massive goal difference. Even in mobile, going into that second game, it is 1 goal, but when you go in with the mentality into game 2, you know you've got to go and win a game now.
That sliding tackle at the end, how often does that lead to a penalty?
It has to be expertly timed. It's so risky to go to ground in the box, especially from the angle that it was coming from. But Kata timed that to absolute perfection.
Whatever happens in that game, he is taking last year's winner all the way. And Mbappe, one of the sharpest shooters in this entire competition. But if you go to ground and get that block before he has the chance to pull the trigger, then not even the great Mbappe can find the back of the net.
Yeah, we're going to see
trying to continue in their footsteps.
Yeah, Ronaldo Nazario, most notably of that haircut in the 2002 FIFA World Cup in real life. But yeah, you're quite right. I think he lost a proposition bet at home. I would hate to find out what the other side of that bet was, but at the moment, it's almost giving him kind of plus 10 aura. It really has. It's kind of gone, actually, if he's coming here with this type of confidence, we're all up for it and we're all in trouble.
It's a bit like wearing fancy dress, do you know what I mean? It's a defense mechanism. If someone points at you and laughs, it's like, yeah, obviously you're pointing and laughing. I'm dressed the giant hot dog. I mean, it's not because I'm just sort of ugly or whatever. At least anyway, that's from my experience. But enough about that. Back to the eFootball. Back to the mobile version of this game. I just adore this game. I love how fast it is. 2 goals, definitely achievable from Egypt, but do they try and play the same play style? Surely he doesn't go double defence at the start of this one.
The only issue you have is that for a player that is typically so defensive, and by that I mean preparing to be attacked on, is if you're 2 goals down, you have to then get into a play style that you might not necessarily be familiar with. The issue with that is that if you go too attacking too early, you know, if you go double red, you go all out attack, you send a centre-back forward, it leaves a gap behind. So, again, a player of Juninho's calibre, you're not going to want to leave those gaps at any premium, and especially with Egypt, 2 goals to 0 down, it's a tough ask. It's not impossible, it's highly improbable that they can come back from this, but we have seen Egypt do some great things at this tournament. They might just pull something out of the fire. We certainly saw it with Juninho in the last round. Thought he was home and hosed against Greece, and then he kind of got away from him towards the end. So it really can happen. Of course, Malaysia, Thailand, very much the same thing. Chomkata 2-1 up at the moment, but Mbappe has those championship rounds in him.
I mean, hopefully Chomkata has learned from the mistakes that Soshin made in his matchup against him. I mean, a little peel behind the curtain. We were watching in the green room at the end of Thailand versus Japan, and Soshin had a chance to take a shot. Instead, he went back to his own goalkeeper, was tackled by Chomkata, and I mean, I'm newer to this game than you are, Wes, but I was quite angry at what I saw, and I'm hoping that Chomkata doesn't attempt the same thing if it gets deep into that game and he's 1 goal up.
The thing is, it's a bit of a roll of the dice. Yes, you go backwards, and yes, you can play defensively, and yes, you try and grind out the clock. I get that. But if you have an opportunity to completely seal the game, you take that opportunity.
Worst case, it's a goal kick.
Exactly, and with how quickly the time goes down in mobile, well, you're talking seconds, but seconds feel like minutes in this because it ticks down so quickly. So, you know, if I was Chomkata, I wouldn't be looking defensively. I'd look to be going to finish this off because, again, Mbappe may be there for the taking. Certainly has been a little bit of the conversation that has happened around the venue, that he's a little bit susceptible to it. However, has come back today with a renewed confidence.
Yeah, he's looking more like the Mbappe that we all know and love. And I don't think for Chomkata you're going to be able to keep him from scoring for 90 in-game minutes. That, to me, just seems an impossibility. But back to Brazil versus Egypt, our feature game, as we look at Phantom over.
Is with Egypt early as they look to get into the Brazilian penalty box, but you can see, actually, uncharacteristically, Juninho already looking defensively and looking backwards to try and shore this thing up, because, again, the way he's going to look to try and lock this down will be, I've got 2 goals here, you've got to come and get me.
I mean, I'm not really sure I like that from the world champion. It's like, you're 2 goals up, fine, but as you were saying, a third one could completely kill this game, and if you defend, he has changed that now. I think he realised that leads to a little bit of pressure against him. Here is Ruud, finds Pele. Pele must take his shot eventually. Swing your foot, mate.
Swing your foot, Pele. It was almost there. If the pressure of the defender was just a little bit too much. We saw the power bar going up and up and up and every time, but just couldn't get it. Meanwhile, Ronaldo nearly through for Juninho, but it's an offside flag. And there's been a goal in Malaysia versus Thailand. We'll bring that to you shortly. We don't want to obviously spoil anything for the viewing public on the mainstream here, as we have Egypt versus Brazil, as Brazil, as we said, have a 2-goal lead here, and they are looking to preserve that lead, and that would take them to a mobile final.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Egypt so far. Much more balanced. The ball over the top is a well-timed one. And Pele can get it, not quite. Brazilian legend in real life. Representing Egypt in this matchup was almost able to get there. I'm still not sure that offside was offside. That was pixels.
Well, unfortunately we don't have the beauty of VAR within esports, and thankfully we don't. Meanwhile, you see the goalkeeper just setting up, and Brazil happy enough to play out short and play it and just keep the ball. Again, the old adage goes, Cole, you've played enough football, you've certainly played it with your mates.
Lost enough games.
Lost enough games. But if you have the ball, your opponent can't damage you. I think that's the thing that I think Sininho needs to zero in on here is don't lose the ball, don't lose it cheaply, and carry on playing your game. It certainly looks like he is, but he's been picked off there.
Yeah, this is where Egypt have to make the most of these opportunities. They finally get the ball off of Brazil. Can they do anything with it? Patini just waits for a pass there to DeMarco. There's Pele, flicks it onwards for Ruud Gullit. There's an underlying run, but it's ignored. Instead, Gullit strikes. It's safe there. I like what I'm seeing from Egypt in game 2.
Like we said, sometimes simplicity is all it needs to try and unlock a game. It was a regular strike from Ruud Gullit from the around about 25 yards out, tested the goalkeeper. A corner for Egypt to work on here.
Let's see Phantom can make from this corner. Dangerous from corner kicks, Egypt?
Yeah, certainly. We've seen everybody is dangerous from these. You can fire it in with enough zip as Platini drills it in, but normally you're kind of looking to try and trigger the goalkeeper into making a save as Brazil have the ball now. It's hoyed forward towards Ronaldinho. He's in a foot race with Gretrida, but he plays it back to Buffon, and Egypt have the ball back again.
Yeah, I was wondering if the keeper could have been brought out there. It seemed he could have got that one, but it didn't matter too much in the end, and Egypt certainly had more of this second game. Here we go, shooting chance is going to open, surely. He does bend it, and he gets it in, and that does open things up.
2 words called game on. Egypt have the first, and with some good time left on the clock. Again, Platini just allowed to run what felt like the length of the Brazilian half. Left the avenue to shoot. And again, you can't even what you see there. Get out to him, Brazil. Get out to him, Sininho.
Yeah.
Gets out to him a little bit too late, and as a result, Platini's allowed to get the shot. Meanwhile, this is the goal we were talking about.
Big Dan Burn!
Big Dan Burn, and Thailand have a 3-1 lead in the other semi-final, but back with our featured game here. It is Brazil 2, Egypt 1, and again, on one for commentary parlance, Cole, that has put a proverbial cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, totally. I mean, both games have opened right up now with Malaysia versus Thailand. Malaysia are going to have to go all-out attacking that one to get back into it. Still, that's actually just hit half-time, so 45 minutes when they come back from their half that have made their changes. But Brazil, this game has not gone to plan at all. Egypt have their first half goal. They have more of the territory and pressure, and we've not really seen too much from Sininho.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing you've got to remember as well here is that Egypt won the toss. Brazil won the toss in this game. So for the second half of this game, Brazil have kickoff, so they'll be able to retain the ball as much as they can. It will be up to them whether they lose it or not. As Rodri chips the ball through, Nedved, strike a goal, and Mbappe mops up.
There it is. That's what Sininho needed. He was first to react as the ball cannoned back off the goalkeeper. And poor old Phantom couldn't even make it to half-time. We're seeing Sininho now. He's feeling a lot more himself, but Phantom looks appalled with himself.
That's the rub of the green there. It's a really good ball from Rodri to get it to Nedved in the first place. To see it here again, lovely chip ball over the top. Nedved just gets it right, fires it at the goalkeeper, and the ricochet, it can go anywhere. It landed at the feet of Mbappe, landed at the feet of Brazil, and they have a 3-1 lead, which just swings that pendulum right back the other way to Brazil's favour.
And I think the same thing happened in the first game as well. It was right on the stroke of half-time, and now Platini can't take that one under a spell, and look at Phantom. He's turning to his coaches. He really needs to get a hold of the way he's thinking right now. They need to have a word with him because he's going to let this one go. And 2 goals is still doable.
Yeah, he's got half-time to work with. Meanwhile, we'll cut across to our other semi-final. Thailand 3-1 ahead, and they have the ball, which is, again, the most valuable thing within eFootball Mobile. As Jan Koller with a double touch, but Rijkaard clears it away. What can our defending champion summon here in this game? He's going to need an almost Herculean effort as Vieri has that ball. As Burn clears it away, and Thailand have it back again. Chomkata very much in the ascendancy.
We're going to stick with this game to see if Mbappe and Malaysia can come back to this one, or if our world champion will be bowing out to Chomkata. He does have a chance. Fieri, he strikes, it's tipped onto the crossbar.
What a save from the goalkeeper. It's a wonderful strike from Fieri, but it's an even better save for the goalkeeper. It didn't look like it was going in, but the goalkeeper made sure as the ball nestled behind the back of the goal. And there's a goal to talk about in Egypt versus Brazil. Of course, we're sticking with this game from here. At the moment, of course, we might hear about what that means for Brazil and Egypt. But as it stands at the moment, we're looking at Thailand and Malaysia. And there's a pause break for these guys. They're just trying to tinker with a couple of things. We'll see a replay here, and it has gone the way of Brazil. Pavel Nedved, wonderful ball over the top. Ronaldo with the mid-air pass, lays it off.
I don't want to call this game unrealistic, but never in a billion years would Ronaldo from that position go across the goal line for a pass.
No, he'd take that on himself. Of course he would.
Of course he would.
But that just goes to show you the unselfish nature and the forethought that Sininho had there. He was like, look, there's 100% strike here. I'm not going to try and volley it. Instead, we're going to go the right way about it. And N'Golo Kante plays it to Ronaldo, rolls it in. Rodri's up. Could have took the strike with Rodri there.
Yeah, once again, I think Sininho's trying to score the perfect goal for one up. He'll know that this one's going to be his. I think there'll be part of them is thinking about what's going on in that other semi-finals, because maybe he'll be hoping that Chomkata can hold out for the last 20 minutes against Mbappe. Do we see comebacks like this often?
It's possible, but you need the ball to do it. You need to basically score, then rob your opponent and score again as the ball goes into the box. That's brilliant. What's the goal from Mbappe? And just as we say, he needs a goal. He summons it up, and now we are in that moment where there could just be a seed of doubt into Chomkata.
Yeah, well, that was the breakthrough Mbappe needed. The weight of Malaysia on his shoulders still summons more strength. Chomkata will have that seed of doubt, as you mentioned, Wes. It's all from the corner again. Great reflexes there from the striker in the box. Now, you talked about having to steal the ball. How many minutes can Chomkata take away from Mbappe?
Well, this is it. This is the whole point. Actually, not a lot, as Nakamura steals it. The goalkeeper's unrushed it. But again, Mbappe takes his time, places to Declan Rice. Rice has danced into the box here. Declan Rice was right. A brilliant save for the goalkeeper. Cleared away by Tonali. And Chomkata has to fight another day.
Yeah, he does. It was well saved. They needed that little bit of luck. The ball rolled to the defender, and Tonali was able to get rid. Nesta has the ball. Mbappe has the ball. Malaysia having all the attacks now. The momentum is with them. Thailand on the defence. If Chomkata has a chance to go through, we will see his resolve. If he will not make the same mistake, there's passes on. If Luis Figo can find them, so Piero has it, can't do anything with it.
And that's the issue, is that you've given the ball away now to Mbappe, who can now recycle the ball. There's 10 in-game minutes left here, and this clock ticks down quicker than you can imagine as Nesta now launches that ball forward up towards Johan Cruyff, but the header is cleared away by Cannavaro. Look at the heart rates there, Cole.
Yeah, wow, some of the highest that we've seen so far, and you can't blame Chomkata on your left for that. Menace into the middle, it will find Patrick Vieira just about. The first time pass wasn't the right decision.
Yeah, it's going to ricochet to Rijkaard. It plays Vieira, but Collar's even back. That shows you how defensive it is. Although it's both bars now. It was only one before. Nakamura trying to win the header. He's never going to win that against Bern.
Malaysia will have to go again. Couple of in-game minutes, but it's been stolen. This could be the moment. Are Malaysia going to go out? The shooting chance is there. Chomkata takes this opportunity. Malaysia are going out.
That is incredible. One mistake, and you cannot let a player of Chomkata's ability have that moment. We'll see it again on the replay. Just wasn't able to recycle the ball at the back. And he's managed to just take this game away with, what, minute or so left on it. We'll see here again, Rafael Leao. Again, rounded the goalkeeper, composed himself and just went, I'm going to take this opportunity, it's been gifted to me, that's what we're going to do. Meanwhile, over in Brazil versus Egypt, we're on for a bit of a grandstand finish here, as Pelé makes it 3-2 to Egypt, which we see is that now, actually, it's one goal difference between Juninho and Egypt.
So this one, it looks like Thailand have managed to do it. 4-2 up against Malaysia, Brazil and Egypt. They're going to have to make some key changes there. Huge swings here in the semi-finals. Just when it seems one is over, the next one comes to life.
Yeah, there might be one more moment in it for Bantam. We'll remain to see that. Whilst we cut back here to what is the final moments here between Malaysia and Thailand. And at the moment, does not look good. It looks as though Malaysia, as you correctly said, look to be heading out of the competition. As Thailand will clear it away. That clock really does tick down. And Mbappe, our defending champion, is going out, maybe with a bang here as Nesta fires it home. It's going to be nothing more than a consolation goal. But Chunkata looks to be heading towards tomorrow's Mobile Grand Final.
It's the tackle that he made at the end. He's just conceded and he's celebrating. He knows as soon as this goes back to the kickoff, the referee will blow his whistle. It's just a matter of time. You can enjoy your replay, Mbappe. You ain't going to have another grand final.
Yeah, you certainly can see Chunkata quite emotional. You can know what it means to him. He put his head into his towel when he scored to make it 3-1. But he knows what it means to him, his country, all of the representation around him, coaching staff, the whole works. He knows how important this is as that final whistle goes and Thailand make it to our Mobile Grand Final of the FIFA E World Cup Final. But there's still more to come as we're in the closing moments here. A goal for Egypt in these final minutes would take it to a third game, but they need the ball off of Brazil. Juninho doesn't look like he's going to let Egypt have it. It's back with Gigi Buffon. Back to... Oh, there's a mistake! Chance! Goal!
No way!
Eden Hazard and Egypt have equalised right at the final moments!
No way! Has that just happened? No way! Has that just happened? Our world champion doesn't look before playing it back to the goalkeeper, Wes. Space it!
Nicole, you spoke this almost into existence as you were talking about Japan doing the exact same thing. And now, what was a tournament favourite at the moment, Brazil, have fallen foul of it, and now there's no time, I don't believe, to recover, to get one more opportunity for Brazil. This might be heading to a sudden death game.
Juninho joins Soshin in the naughty corner. But unlike Soshin, Juninho has to keep on going. He has to immediately wipe that from his memory. He's already survived a golden goal earlier on against Panaspol in Greece. How far can his luck run? Surely at some point it's going to be one golden goal too many, and the man who's representing the golden team is going to fall by the wayside. But let's talk about Bantam, Wes. The composure there. He knew what his opponent was doing and he punished it.
Normally I'm very good at describing how I feel, as there might be one more opportunity here. We may get a respite, we may not. We could get a real grandstand finish here. There goes the final whistle. I'm lost for adjectives here, Cole, because going into that game, Egypt were 2 goals behind. They were 2 goals behind. They've managed to do what I
but it's not the end because my future is only champion. And thank you for Min. He is my friend. It's a big game, good game. Thank you.
And who do you think you're going to be playing against tomorrow? Right now we have Brazil taking on Egypt. Who do you think is going to win that?
I think Brazil because Juninho is Efotbal world champion.
Incredible player indeed. And finally, is there anything you want to say to everybody at home, everyone that's cheering you on?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Thanks for Thailand support me. It's only one game. See you tomorrow.
Amazing. Congratulations again. I'm looking forward to seeing you perform in the grand finals. Back over to the game.
Well, Shamkata thinks that Juninho will take it. I've got to say I'm not so sure after that 94th minute moment.
Well, a couple of things here, Cole. Juninho has kickoff in this game. So again, it comes down to how much do you value the ball. If you're going to let this ball go to Egypt in that opening segment, you're leaving yourself open. And that's the quandary. The only plus point I can see at the moment for Juninho is he was here in this exact same scenario with Greece. He's already experienced what it's like to go through that decider, the tiebreaker, the
it didn't take him
golden
long
goal.
either.
Yeah, and it didn't take him long. What, 4 minutes, 5 minutes since the first attack? So it's on a knife edge here. I mean, we had a coin flip for the kickoff. You may as well have a coin flip for who's gonna take this one. It's that close because everything points to momentum of Phantom. Everything points to the fact that you've just got yourself back into it. But we saw the same with Panos ball. So does he suffer that adrenaline dump where he's overcome the hardest bit, but now he's got to pick himself up and go again? Well, judging from what we've seen of his mannerisms, I don't think he's got any issue with getting himself ramped back up again.
Sininho leans back and sips his water. Phantom is praying, keeping himself composed, keeping himself present in this moment. It's a moment that not many people in esports, not many people in any sort of competition
We can then all settle in for a final. It's Brazil versus Egypt. Next goal winner as Juninho has the ball on halfway. As Araujo takes it under control for it. Ball up towards a fresh Ronaldo as, of course, all fitness gets reset in a new game, so everybody is fresh-legged. As Brazil have it back, it's given away to the pass master Andrea Pirlo. Hazard plays it through towards Holly. He's going to try and get away from Sleeper. He's managed to dummy his way past. He's turned back towards it. It's back to Hazard. Double touch, control strike. Oh, post!
No way, but Bettino will get this ball again. Egypt will keep on going. The pass isn't ideal and Buffon picks up.
The ball's whipped away from the FIFA E World Cup final. How close do you want to be, Egypt? Who wants it more? Hullet has it back for Egypt. Has it into brilliant strike. Great save for the keeper. It's another wonderful save. We've seen plenty of them in the 2 and a bit games that we've seen between these two. But Brazil are really running the risk here. They have the ball back under their possession. Can Juninho find a way? It's instead been blocked off by Pirlo. Launched forward towards the runner of Hullet, but Saliba heads it back to Buffon.
Yeah, Egypt currently asking all the questions, though, in the first 20 minutes, despite Brazil having the kickoff. It has been all Phantom, making all the statements, and now has the ball back with his central defence. The ball over the top. Brazil look weak to it. Pele has it now. There's a pass up top if he can find it. Waits instead. And I love this composure from Phantom.
Yeah, he certainly looks to have calmed himself down. He knows what he's got to do here. All it is one goal. Pele looking to flick it to Hullet. Platini looking for the over the top towards Hullet. Hullet's offside, and he's holding wide. That's another opportunity for Egypt that's gone begging.
Oh man, it's like he couldn't decide whether to shoot or pass. And look at Phantom as well, a player who wears his heart on his sleeve, not afraid to show his emotions. And it looks like he's the one who's made the pause there. Is this more of an emotional timeout than a tactical one?
He's shaking his head. He knows that was a real opportunity. He's had 2, if not 3, opportunities to have that game winner, but he's just not been able to convert it.
So these players, do they pause just to pause at times rather than making substitutions?
Sometimes it can be tactical, sometimes it can be emotional, sometimes it can be just, look, I need 20 seconds to just reboot here. It's a hard skill to do because looking at heart rates, certainly for Egypt, it's in the 160 mark, knows what the opportunity is before them. Meanwhile, Sininho almost appearing to be cold as ice as Mbappe has it for him now. Brazil looking to advance. They play the ball forward and it's headed back by Egypt. Now there's an opportunity to play this one forward. It's headed away by Rodri as Pavel Nedved for Brazil. Can Juninho find the opportunity here? The pirouette from Mbappe looks to break through again, but Buffon comes out and takes it off of him. Now, both of these players are starting to have those opportunities go.
Of course, I misspoke earlier. This game is a full 90 minutes before we go into extra time after that, so my apologies if I was misleading anybody. And we do have still, of course, no goals. 38 minutes in, so half-time is looming, but it's Brazil that have control of the ball. That's a great pass. Ronaldo was lingering, but he couldn't quite get the ball.
Such was the energy cold of the commentary. I think you can be forgiven for a slight mishap or two. As Platini goes wide, looking for Pele, headed away by Thuram, and Juninho and Brazil have it again, just on this near side on halfway. Looks to break down the line. Still have possession. Now clip it forward towards Ronaldo. Ronaldo in this near side corner. It's cleared away by Vieira. Just away from the penalty box momentarily. There's Ronaldinho. Cleared away though by Pirlo, and there is half-time. That's as quick as it goes, folks. If it's your first time watching eFootball Mobile, that is as quick as a half of football it is. We haven't changed any game settings. It's literally how it runs.
And if it is your first time watching eFootball Mobile, I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are, because this is stunning. But one man who really doesn't seem to be enjoying himself at all is Phantom. He plays on the edge, but is this normal for him? It seems beyond even his usual gyration.
I think emotional people, when you get invested and you know how close you are to the goal you want to achieve, you know that you're a moment, and it is a moment. You are one moment, one mistake, one piece of brilliance away from a final. It does funny things to an individual goal.
Golo Kante has this ball in the centre for Brazil, but it's intercepted by DeMarco, who finds Hazard. A little bit of ball play here for Phantom, who had it all his own way for the first 30 in-game minutes or so, but nothing since. But that turn from Pele opens them right back up. Pirlo gets the ball to Ruud Hullet. There's a pass out at the bottom if he wants it. Instead he waits, trying to tempt Brazil out. The pass not great in the end. Brazil can counter.
Yeah, Egypt looking to just pick the lock as DeMarco is cleared away in the first line of rescue. You'll notice, Cole, I'm sure you've been dealt through last year's commentary and certainly a lot through this year, is that DMF position is so important to just have somebody in there that can disrupt the play, be it Vieira, Rodri, certainly Pirlo in this instance for Egypt. It's so vital.
Of course, football, true simulation of the sport, and that's why players like Declan Rice are so important. There's a bit of mischievous defending there. He didn't look too impressed, Wes.
I just thought it was just going to break there for Egypt, but it didn't. And it's broke back the way for Brazil and Juninho. Ball into Mbappe on this near side. Shapes to play the ball into the box. It's claimed by the Luigi Buffon. Played forward towards Hullet. Heads it down. Is Getrida. Hands it back to Ruben Diaz. Egypt are searching for a hero. Phantom is looking for someone in his weaponry to step up. There's a mistake there as N'Golo Kante plays it to Mbappe. It's Ronaldo. He's got an opportunity. Juninho, it's a good save for the goalkeeper. It's ricochet back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo's still there. Virgil van Dijk, wonderful challenge by Egypt, and they will clear their lines.
Nerves of steel there from Egypt, going in at the feet of Cristiano Ronaldo. He's about to unleash the strike. The chance was still there, but Brazil will come again. Ronaldo involved once more. Doesn't quite get the flick on, but it falls back to enforcing. You were talking about N'Golo Kante, who of course can also unpick the lock. Virgil van Dijk gets another big tackle in his own penalty box.
Yeah, it's certainly Virgil van Dijk proving his weight in gold here for Egypt, but it is Brazil who have the ball in the ascendancy. The clock is ticking down. We're in towards the final embers of this first part of the game. It's headed back by Juninho. It's cleared away only as far as Rodri. He's played it in towards Ronaldinho at the right side of the box. Ronaldinho shaking to get the ball towards Ronaldo! Off the ball! Van Dijk clears it, but only as far as Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho dummies past his man. Kante has it. He's back into Ronaldo. Another brilliant save!
How on earth are Egypt still in this? Juninho had 2-3 clear-cut chances. Maybe gets another. It's Nedved. It's going to fall to Mbappe. Can he get the shooting chance and get a shot?
They were checking for offsides. They didn't want to celebrate early. They weren't sure.
My voice can't handle it if it was.
I was going to say, the guys in the stands, they're not sure.
The console players are watching on for Brazil. No one seems
There's no reaction from Juninho.
There it is.
There is now. Juninho makes the final throw. He will play John Gaffer. It is Brazil versus Thailand.
Phantom so near yet so far. Juninho, the Brazilian superstar, the world champion, shows us his name as if we don't know it by now, my friends. Perfect. Efotbal mobile. Chaos. Drama. Fun.
What a game, and brilliant show of sportsmanship. He was ran right to the edge by Bantam. I think Bantam might have just had the word to say, go and win it now then, Juninho. Go and win it. Of course, they're both representing the same esports org. Certainly that camaraderie between the two. Very much wants him to go now and win it. But he's got a hell of a game on offer tomorrow against Chomkata and Thailand. Being what? A movable force versus irresistible object? Or I forgot, it's somewhere in there, but you get my point. It's going to be a wonderful World Cup final here at the FIFA World Cup in Rio. What a performance, and it's a bit of a tonic for Brazil. They got dumped out in a golden goal in console against Indonesia. They haven't done that here. Instead, they've gone back-to-back in golden goal games and have got themselves to that elusive World Cup final.
Juninho rightfully soaks up the celebrations. You're right, yeah. Chomkata would have been watching that one for Thailand. Got the last-minute equaliser against Japan. They won the golden goal. Held out against Malaysia with more